a black homeowner was jailed for a week due to a minor HOA violation. It is a true story. Put it up full mass. Hell of a story here. Irena Green. Ms. Green, Florida homeowner, was sued by her HOA and ended up being jailed for a week as a result of a dispute that started over a patch of brown grass in her yard. Ms. Green said the dispute between her and the homeowners association that oversees her Tampa subdivision reached extreme heights when the HOA took her to civil court after issuing her notices about the state of her lawn, okay, a brown patch. It all began with a few violation notices from the HOA organization. The Trowbridge Company, they sent notices about a patch of brown grass in Green's yard. Green attributed the condition of the grass to a drought that prompted mandatory countywide watering restrictions in Hillsborough County. Now, as with many HOAs, and many of them are moving to this, the HOA does not directly manage anymore. They outsource management to a for-profit company. And that for-profit company is just as heartless, if not more, than the HOA would have been, okay? And so this for-profit company that the HOA hired to do this management is the one who sent the violation letters. Now, but she said her yard isn't the only one in the neighborhood that doesn't meet the HOA standard. Quote, if you drive around the neighborhood, you'll see there's plenty of yards not up to par, Green told WFTS. Then Green was cited for mildew on her mailbox, followed by another notice about a dent in her garage. After that, she was issued a warning about having a commercial cargo van, despite the fact that some of her neighbors also own similar vehicles. So what does it sound like thus far? It sounds like unequal application of the rule. That's what it sounds like. There's more. Ultimately, the for-profit company working on behalf of the HOA decided to sue Green in Hillsborough County Civil Court after she failed to respond to a request for mediation. The HOA's complaint accuses Ms. Green of breaking community appearance rules and demanding that she correct the violations. Green filed a handwritten response to the lawsuit that was rejected by the HOA and the judge. And she was issued an ultimatum to fix the issues or risk jail time. Now, let's just back up for a moment. For the vast majority of human beings on the planet, the biggest single investment you will make is a home. It is an investment. It is supposed to serve a function not only for you, but also for your family and for those that come after your children and children's children, etc. It's a big investment. All of a sudden, with these notices and alleged violations, this investment becomes cost prohibitive. If you have to fix this and fix that, I mean, people have to work, have to pay for these things. So, quote, she says, my grass had to be brought up to par. He said, you can get seed, you can do something, but you got 30 days to get it corrected. So I said, fine. He said, if it's not done in 30 days, you're going to go to jail. Green said, I sold my van to comply. My mailbox was cleaned to comply. I bought seeds and watered my grass to comply. Green complied with the order, but things took a turn for the worse when she missed her next court date. But she says she never received a notice about her next court appearance. Quote, I was supposed to receive documentation. Nothing was sent to my home. And I reached out to the courthouse several times to try to find out when was my court date, Green said. She was held in contempt of court last August. 9 months later, she was pulled over by a cop after picking up her teenage daughter from cheerleading practice. The cop notified her that she had a warrant for her arrest and transported her to a local jail. She stayed at that local jail for days after receiving no bail. Quote, there was no bond. I couldn't even go home to my family. I sat in there for 7 days. 7 days in a jailhouse like a criminal, Ms. Green said. After 6 days in jail, Green's sister-in-law filed a petition for an emergency hearing. I went to court and I had to be shackled from my hands to my feet, Green said. An attorney for the HOA also appeared at the hearing and opposed Ms. Green's release. Did you hear what I said? Opposed Ms. Green's release. But a judge cleared the way for her to be freed from jail. He says, well, it hasn't been resodded. The whole yard needs to be resodded. And she's like, not from those pictures I see. She's like, no, I want her released immediately, Green said. He wanted me to continue to sit in jail and not come home to my family. Green owes thousands of dollars in legal fees and is now facing foreclosure. The heavy-handedness of the attorney gives me an idea of what this was really about. How can she fix the yard if she's in jail? Who opposes a mother going home to her children? Who opposes a homeowner going back to their community? Who in their right mind, as a damn HOA attorney, would ever make the case to keep somebody incarcerated as if you are a prosecutor? Your main goal or main objective would be what? To get the issue resolved. How can the issue get resolved if she's not there to resolve it? Already, this woman has spent days in jail, and you want her to spend more. That makes no sense. There's more. Francis Frasica, the HOA attorney, sent a statement to ABC Action News writing, quote, Ms. Green received notices of violations. She disregarded them. Ms. Green failed to show up in court on August 19th. Her failure to abide by the court's instruction led to the arrest and warrant being issued. But Green is not the only homeowner in the neighborhood served with a foreclosure lawsuit. Shania Cruz Munoz has owned a home in Creekview for the past 10 years and even served at one time as president of the HOA board. Shania says she was involved in a years-long battle with the same company over her home's exterior paint. She said she has painted her house 3 times since 2015. Quote, nobody paints their house that many times, she said. Her community's HOA has lots of rules about everything from putting away trash cans to maintaining lawns. The Creekview HOA board hired a property manager, Ron Trowbridge of the Trowbridge Company, Inc., and a law firm, Richey and Ross, to implement 67 pages of new covenants, conditions, and restrictions. Neighbors say the company aggressively enforced those rules. Shania says she sent Trowbridge, proof she repainted and thought her issue was resolved. Quote, then maybe 7 months later, I get served, she said. She got notice of a lawsuit which said, quote, the home appears to have been partially painted. However, the painting of the home was not ever completed. The paint is badly faded on the sides and rear. Shania says she repainted the rest of the house and notified the company. Some more months went by. I didn't hear anything. Then I started getting these letters in the mail saying, let me help you with your foreclosure. I said, what foreclosure? I called my bank. They said no. And I said, what is it? Can't possibly understand. Find out it's my HOA. They had put a lien on my house, Shania said. She emailed the company and the guy responded in an email saying, quote, we know nothing of a message of foreclosure. The lawsuit has been filed against you by the HOA. You should respond as instructed in the lawsuit. your communication regarding this matter must be with the attorney, not the HOA office. Once again, the HOA contracts work out to the company, and they get to have plausible deniability as to what happens to the residents that they are supposed to look out for. Very sad. All right, Jordan, you see right through this, I know. Thoughts?
Oh my God, it's horrifying.
Yeah.
If I'm ever in a position where I could potentially own a home, I want nothing to do with an HOA. Just the fact that there are busybody people with that much time on their hands to inspect dents on a garage or patches in grass. Get a life. And of course, you can't help but notice similarities between the two people that the HOA are zeroing in on. I don't think we need to wonder what is causing this.
Yep.
The fact that a patch of grass could land somebody in jail for a week, and an HOA and a private company like that would fight to keep her in jail. Now
Right.
she risks losing her home, like you say, where most Americans have any possibility of growing wealth. I mean, it's patently obvious what is happening here, and it's disgusting.
Yeah. And once again, the whole argument to keep a homeowner in jail, you're not even a prosecutor, but a civil litigator, is unbelievable. We're going to stay on top of this story.